Hi, everybody. You made it to the week where you're now going to take one of your samplings and turn it into a full-fledged essay. So here's a couple things to keep in mind whenever you're about to do that. So 500 words is the minimum for this. You already have 200 words, but that doesn't mean it has to look exactly how your 200 words are currently formatted. One of the biggest things that I need to make sure you do is you take that 200 words and you break it up. Like you're going to need to develop it. You're going to need to add a little bit more and put it and make it look more like a traditional essay would look like. You need to make sure you have an introduction. You need to have a proper introduction. You need to have a proper conclusion. And you need to break up your stuff into paragraphs. It doesn't need to be one giant block of text. It needs to be separate paragraphs as you go about this. Go back to whenever we did the introductions lesson and try one of those introductory techniques to possibly start off this essay. Same thing with the conclusions. Look at some of the final comments that we covered in the conclusions essay, in the conclusions lesson, and implement them for this one right here. 500 words is the minimum. If you go over, more power to you. You do need to break it up into paragraphs. That's a big thing that a lot of people don't do whenever we switch over to this next step of developing out, pushing out, and developing a little bit more. You're only going to pick one. If you choose to do your evaluate and judge one of your Amazon reviews, don't do both reviews. Just choose one review and turn that into more of like an essay, even though it is technically an Amazon review. Treat it as if it was like an essay where you're evaluating something. All right. So make sure you have an introduction. Make sure you break up your stuff into body paragraphs, develop it more, talk about it more, and then have a final comment in your conclusion and all that fun stuff. Here's how I'm going to grade it. I'm going to be grading it holistically. It'd help if I actually had my thing up. There we go. So here's how I'm going to grade it. I'm going to be grading it holistically. Basically, I give you a grade on each of these that will kind of hit it. So your focus, the main idea is clear, is very clear, and the topic is effectively limited to the topic that is appropriate for the assignment and has a manageable scope and relevant details. Your focuses will kind of shift depending on which of the prompts you decided to flush out. So I'll keep that in mind. Organization, a logical plan is evident, signaled by highly effective transitions. Your ideas flow from idea to idea. And the essay's beginning, introduction, and end, conclusion, are effectively related to the whole. Organization is the big thing I'm looking for here, is that like right now you probably have focus, you probably have a little bit of style, and you have correctness. The essification of this, of your prompt that you choose really comes down to organization and development. Development, all major ideas are set off by paragraphs, which have clearly stated and implied topics. The main idea and all major topics are supported by concrete, specific evidence and details. Style, sentences relate to each other in the paragraph topic and are subordinate to the topic. Word and phrase choice is appropriate to the context. The tone is consistent and appropriate. And correctness, there's no major mechanical or grammatical errors and only a few minor errors. So there we go. If you have any questions, email me. All you're doing is just picking which one you thought was your strongest, which one you think is your best, and change it and turning it into an essay. It needs to be at least 500 words. Make sure you have the introduction. Go back to the introductions lesson if you need to kind of fresh that up. In fact, I might even link the introductions and conclusions essay in the assignment and on this video. Make sure you have your body paragraphs broken into paragraphs, and then you have a question. All right. There you go. That's what you're going to be doing. This will be due. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to say this is Monday. I give you the rest of the week to work on it. If you want to present it before then, get more power to you. All right. And we'll talk about that in a different video, probably later this week. All right. Bye-bye.